Other one for the Penance Brand build guide that been playing lately for the last, I don't know, a couple weeks, whatever it's been now. Or we like to call it the Penis Brand build. But this is pretty much the build that actually Datmos has been playing. I just added some more quality life options that I personally just prefer on every single build I play, which is the avoid elements, which I'll talk about later. But I wanted to go more that route because it's just a quality of life that I personally want on every build, because I hate shock, burn, and chill and all that crap. So the build itself is pretty. It's expensive. I'm gonna say off the back because of Mage Blood. You don't need to play Mage Blood, but this league Mage Blood's not even that bad priced compared to what it normally is. But a lot of the other items itself are pretty expensive to craft because I self-crafted everything on this build. Not realizing that the prices of crafting this league are stupid expensive, and I'm mainly talking about the essences and the fossils. So pretty much, quick overview, pretty quick. The wand, I bought a +1 fracture wand, and I spammed essences. I believe it's been a while since I've done this craft. Yeah, I believe it's essence of woe. Yeah, so I spam essence of woe until you get the +1. Either lightning or fizz both work for the build, because your only thing that matters is right here. Is Penance Brand, and Penance Brand is a physical and lightning skill. So either one should work perfectly. Which I wish I knew that before I started crafting this. I hit Fizz twice before I hit Lightning once. And +1, Fizz and Lightning are very rare to get. So you're going to go through a lot of Essence of Woes. And this league, you're going to go through a couple Divines worth of them, which is annoying. But pretty much do that. And then you're going to craft... I did... Prefixes cannot be changed. And then... I did something. Oh, yeah. And then I did Harvest on this for... It was either cast or crit. I don't remember the exact way I did it. To get the increased crit strike chance. Ideally, I wanted something better, but I ran out of currency when I was doing this. And then you would want to go get it by itself. Prefix cannot be changed, and then do an Aisling Slam on it, and hope you get something better than a useless mod that I got. I got increased damage power charge, which is completely useless. And I think there's something better you want. I just can't remember top of my head. If you want to see better versions, look on POE. They're all over the place. Even mod has the perfect one. But I think the ideal version, if I can get down here, it's right. It's all the same, I think. Yeah. It's a suffix. I think the one you actually wanted, I mean, like, you know, cast speed is good. Shit, which one was it? I haven't drawn a complete blank, but I know there is something on here that you can get that's actually good. Yeah, I'm actually drawing a massive blank on it. What I was trying to get when I crafted it. It's been so long. But you're going to get that. Oh, I think double damage. That's what you want. You want to get double damage. And then, or cast speed and craft the other one. That's what you're trying to get, is double damage. Not your number. And then on here, also I forgot, like harvest, you can also get a harvest craft on here. But Assassin's Mark, Arcane Surge, and Flame Dash. The Helm. This was actually the last item I crafted because I didn't know what fracture I wanted. If I want to go spell suppression, I want chaos res. So this was more of a filler item for me, and I wanted to get max chaos res, so I went with fracture chaos res on what percentage I needed to get the max I needed to hit the 75 cap. So I'm a little bit over. This could have been less, but it was a cheaper way of doing this without buying an expensive version. And then what I did with this one, I just did Essence of Lofting until this was until I was trying to get a resistant on here or a good suffix. But when I actually did this, I actually got the T2 life with T1 armor and evasion, which it's not bad. I mean, T1 armor was pretty nice. But the T2 life itself, I was like, you know, I'll keep it. I'm perfectly okay with this. Just craft on it and call it a day. Because I didn't really need anything on the helmet anyway, so I just went with this overall. Life regen, it doesn't really matter. Like, there's definitely, this is going to be a lot better. And then I just went very cheap on everything. It's just greater, and greater and greater. But it's pretty much just crit strike, chance of spells, and mana reservation. You don't really actually need the mana reservation from the lofting. I went with that because I wanted to have more freedom on the on my mana. But you don't need it this way because of the charms. If you're not running the charm, then you're going to need it for sure on the helmet. And you probably want to go higher than 8% that I did. But in here, it's cast damage taken, Molten Shell. It's a Valmont shell, but to be honest, I forget about this all the time. I don't even have the Val one on here because I've been so lazy. But the Val Molten Shell should be on here. Faster attacks with shield charge. Shield charge, your movement speed around the map. Faster attacks, make it faster. You don't need to link this either. It's just, you can either go to 2-2 or just go to 4. Doesn't matter. The shield. So, this is ideally what you're looking for. Is the Socketed Gems have 30% mana reservation, lightning damage, and +1 lightning orifice. And then craft, you know, life, double damage, whatever you want. Or get life on there and go for double damage, but this is more common to see it like this. The shield's a pain in the ass to craft. I tried crafting one, but it's extremely hard to get all 3 of those mods together. I'm pretty sure there's an actual way of crafting this correctly, but I don't know what the exact best way to craft this is. So I was trying to craft it by doing harvest craft lightning until I got something. I've gotten close to this before because you can also get +1 lightning or fizz renumber, so it both work. I think I've gotten this once, but I got a 20% reservation, which was, it could have been playable, but I didn't really want to deal with it. I'm fixing the helmet, so I said screw that. And I never got this, and I spent a lot of currency. So I just bought this for 30 divines and called it a day. I'm not sure right now if there's still 30 divines. Let's see. It was this, and lightning. Does not exist. Does not exist. Okay, apparently it's not on the market right now, but they're expensive. If you want to go a little bit cheaper, like even 15 just for like these two, but it's a pain in the ass to craft. I mean, you can definitely get like a, you know, just go for a +1 fizz and lightning and go for a mana reservation, works just as well too. It's pretty easy to hit those two. All 3 is when it gets a lot harder. In here, it's pretty much just haste, zealotry, and determination. The rings are pretty much just, I went with the amethyst ring on both of them for chaos res because I have mage blood. If without mage blood, you need to play through resistance more. Mage blood lets me go super lazy on going resistance on one of the flasks, which ideally you don't want, but it pretty much makes it so I don't have to deal with 4 30-30. Ideally, I don't want this on here, but it was what I had to go with just because I wanted to go more chaos res and other options instead. And I wanted to go avoid elements on the boots. So it let me go avoid elements, which is I value more than maybe some minus mana costs on flask, which would have been pretty good too. So the rings, they're actually not the best either. All I did with these is slam essence on them. I think it's the crit one. I think it's Envy if I'm correct. It's one of these ones. Oh no, Envy is the chaos one. Is it? It's one of these ones. Chaos damage, mana reservation. Maybe it's not. Oh, this one. So Scorn. So definite essence of Scorns on it for the crit multi. Until I got something that is just good, to be honest. This one, I went with it until I got a T5 resist. This was actually at the end too, but it hit T1 life and T1 mana, which was pretty good. And I just crafted non-chaos on it, which I think is pretty doable. it kept my resistance. So for me, I was happy. This one is pretty much the same thing. Another T5 res, but it hit. It was actually by itself, and I just did Suffix Cannot Be Changed, Veil Chaos Orb. I got it, life and mana regen, and some rarity. It's whatever. And then same thing, crafted -7 to reduce my mana costs. Amulet, I bought this one for strength and dex. You are gonna be is it dex or strength? Oh no, you're good on both actually. You don't need to go with this one. I just went with this one because I was trying to fix other stats, so it works. But it's a lot of stuff to go over right now. The anointment is brand equally to get 2 additional brands. You get 5. And then more duration, more cooldown. But I went with the +1 all skill fracture. And then on this one, you're pretty much just trying to hit the +1 fizz on it. Or lightning. Both will work just as well. And you're pretty much just going to do that. You can go with the... you can harvest fizz or lightning. Both will give you eventually will give you what you need. And then on that one, what I did is... Oh yeah, this was actually not crafted that well. It's pretty shitty craft, but to get +1 fizz or lightning was super painful. So I kept it like this. I just did Prefix Cannot Be Changed, Veil Chaos Orb, and this is pretty much what I got stuck with. I got increased attack and cast speed from it. You know, I wanted cast speed anyway, so it works. And then it said multi-mod, brand attachment rage, life, called it a day, and be done with it. Because it's very expensive, the craft. Chest piece is pretty much your traditional spell suppression, fracture, essence of lofty until you get something playable. I got T2 resistance. Prefix are really bad, I'm not gonna lie. On this one, if I want to make it better, which I should, is Suffix Cannot Be Changed, Veil Chaos Orb, almost anything, and try to get some type of life on there. Or, to be honest, you do that, and then you can also go with the Eldritch currency. You know, Exalt, Annul to get life, and then craft life and mana. Works too. But it's not the best. And on here, you can see this is greater. I went budget. Increase effect of non-curse auras with determination. And in here, it's pretty much Fizz the Lightning, Penance Brand Disposition, I think it's called. Most important thing, it has to be the alternate quality one. Go for 2120 when you want to. They are expensive. Faster casting, increased crit support or crit strike. Awaken added fire and inspiration. Mage Blood, it's Mage Blood. Not gonna go over that. The boots, this is pretty much actually the second pair of boots. The first pair I was using, I crafted, was not going avoid element immunity. It's just something that I ended up playing without it. It was actually really annoying, so I wanted to redo my boots. That's the reason why I went with the Mage Blood. Also is nice because then avoid resistant element. You get the elemental flask to free up your suffix slot. Otherwise, you need to get resistant on here, and it's a pain in the ass. And then you probably have to go 2-tone. It's not worth the time. But on here, I pretty much did the essence to avoid elements until I got chaos res, or you can get a life on a different resist on here and just get chaos on something else. But my original pair of boots, actually, if I remember correctly, were the same thing, except I used the essence to get chaos on here. And then I just pretty much did it like that with something that was useful. But then once you get the, I got a chaos on here I was happy with, I just did Suffix Cannot Be Changed, Veil Chaos Orb, until I get movement speed. Either I was looking for the, is it the one to increase something with increase the effect of onslaught, I believe, would work, or increase movement speed I haven't hit recently, are both good. And then on here, I crafted life and I exalted slam, the armor and evasion. And then movement speed with avoid elements again. So you need to get to 50% avoid elements with the boots. And easy way of doing that is pretty much the essence plus the Eldritch currency. And then in the here is pretty much Hail of Ash, Arrogance, so it costs you life, and then Vitality, so it costs life. And Vitality lets you use Righteous Fire. Righteous Fire is here not for damage, it's here for more not to deal damage to the enemies, it's for that you deal more damage. For more spell damage, 41%. The gloves, almost done. Is the Fracture, Spell Suppression, and then from here, pretty much, you can see what the theme is here. Pretty much Chaos Res. This was Chaos Res and Lightning and another resistant. With pretty much stuff that's cannot be changed. Veil Chaos Orb. These should actually be Exalted Slam. I'm surprised they didn't do it yet. And then on this one, I don't know exactly what the best thing to put in here is. For this one, I just went with +2. I got +2 AoE and more area effect. Area effect is not too bad. And then the +2 AoE is okay. It really only works on... it does work. Defiance Banner gets +2 levels. Clarity gets +2 levels. But it is what it is. I'm not sure what the best... One of the +2s might be pretty good in there. Life, it's... You get what you get. And I crafted life. And then pretty much, Clarity, Mana Regen, you do need it. Because your mana is super slow without it. Because you go out of mana very quick and helps you regenerate the little bit you have. But level it up based on what you can afford. Enlighten, if you get more currency, especially because they're expensive this league, go to 4 on the Enlighten. Which will probably, if you get a level 4 Enlighten, you could probably easily drop your mana reservation on the helmet. Or keep it on the helmet and level this up more. Personal preference. Defiance Banner. And then Petrified Blood. Actually, no, it might not matter, actually. Oh, no, yeah, it does. But, it works. Petrified Blood makes it so your life is half, which gives you more damage. Flask. Bleed Immune, the usual flask everyone uses. Nothing new with this one. Pretty much Armor, Phasing, Spell Suppression, Movement Speed, and Permanent Onslaught. And then anywhere on these ones, all increased effects with 70%. And then pretty much on here, it's pretty much just Elemental Resistance, Cast Speed, Armor, and Movement Speed, however you want to get. You can probably drop the Movement Speed if you don't want to be super zoomy, and go with something else like minus mana cost if you need to save some points that way, but this one worked for me, so I've kept it. Tree. So, we'll do this first, Wildwood. Pretty much, this is where it gets expensive also. So, it's pretty much, I'm doing the Spell Suppression. This is what lets you get Spell Suppression capped without needing to rely on every piece of gear being perfect. And also this Frenzy Charge on hit. Frenzy is nice to get. It lets you get your Frenzy going. Calling Strike is a nice quality of life. You don't need it, but it's just nice to have. Life Regen does help sustain your Righteous Fire permanently. And then this is the most expensive one. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Depending on how high you want this to be is what dictates how expensive this gets. Now you can see pretty quick that numbers go up the higher this gets. This was a lot cheaper back in the day. I think I bought this for 20 divines. But now they're going for, 45 to 60 is a crazy price. 11. Okay, 11's a 61. 55's a 10. And if you want to go perfect, these prices are insane. But, you don't... cannot take Reflect Elemental damage is also not needed. It's really there as a quality of life. And I wanted to get it also because I was planning on doing a Fear project this league also, which includes Uber Zeri. And I didn't want to deal with the Reflex, so this is the reason why I got on here, but I'm not doing it anymore, so it's whatever. And also lets you not care too much about the map mods a little bit, so it's a quality of life option, but you don't need the Elemental Reflect. If you just want to skip that, 60 Chaos is a whole lot cheaper than, 40 Divines. Even if you want to go with a nice roll on it, 6 Divines much cheaper. But you can see like it gets a lot cheaper if you get rid of the reflect elemental damage. Or you can try two to pair it with one of these, like Pulling Strike maybe, or Frenzy might be a lot cheaper. Rest of the tree is pretty straightforward. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. It's a pretty basic tree. Over here, you have a 50 life with life. Some decks or casts. Your brand wheel, life, reservation. Over here, Glorious Vanity. I'm gonna go pretty fast through this area because it's pretty basic. Glorious Vanity for Corrupted Soul. Just get whatever you want on these points over here that helps your build out. Pretty easy as that. Multiplier. Down this way, Watcher's Eye. Life recovery rate for vitality and cast speed. Cast speed is a nice one to have, and life recovery rate. These are really cheap Watcher's Eyes, even well rolled. I mean, this is perfect. It's 8. So I mean, you can see it's going to be less than that. Strength applies to all spell damage. Life. Over here, spell suppression. If you get spell suppression helmet, you probably can drop this also, but just, based on what you need. Jewel slot over here, Ishwich taken. Come here. This one, banner skills, no reservation, lets you have your Defiance banner. And then also the other important stat was, which one was it? I think it was the fizz damage is extra damage with a random element, just to get some more damage in. Chance to blind is a little bit quality of life, and offering does nothing. Reservation. This is my next point. Actually, would be right here is the crit multi. This was my last 2 points, or last point. Some more life over here. Spell damage is why we're low life. You could, if you have more levels, also these jewel slot right here is a thing you can go for also. Like I would probably go here and then go for these 2 points. Up here, Mana Reservation, and then Cluster Jewel. So this one is Battle Hardened, Force Multiplier, and Iron Breaker on a Fizz, so that you get more damage, and guess what? More damage again, and more double damage. And both mediums are, so this one's a Grand Design and a Remarkable. Grand Design, Brand Loyalty. So pretty easy to get. Pretty much Grand Designs are attachment range, more duration, more damage. This one, chance to get 2 brands and more cast speed. Enemies take more damage for every brand attached to them. So an extra 6% more damage. Jewels, this is where you'd probably go more if you could, but I got on this one, I went with the spell damage, crit strike multi, a life, and reduced mana cost skills, just to help with a mana problem. And then this is where I went with my own route on this, is the Ancestral Vision. I valued spell suppression, or not, void elements too high, so I went with this jewel right here. They're super cheap this league. And this is what gives you the 50% automatically void elements, and this is why you need 50% more on your boots to get the 100% of void elements. I value the void elements any league over anything. It's a quality of life that I want every build to ever play, unless the build physically cannot take it. But overall, it's my #1 thing I try to get no matter what on any build I ever play. This in any league. And I think that's it. So like if you don't value void elements, you get an extra jewel slot up here. Your boots can be crafted different. It's just I go with personal life. Oh, and here's your brand equal thing, which is really cheap to craft too. I'm trying to think of anything else. I try to go pretty quick through this and end up being a 25-minute video. But I think that's everything. I'm not gonna do a map showcase in this video because look at my last 2 videos have this build in it. So there's no point in me showing a map video of something you're going to see in the last 2 videos of me doing Elder, Shaper, and everything else like that. I'm going to try doing the, I'm going to try doing Shaper, like Uber Shaper, Uber Cortex, like stuff like that. And I'll make that its own thing if I can. I don't know if I had the damage for it. I have no idea. This one's more of a defense version of Penance Brand. It's not the crazy damage version that people are running with the stacking, the Badge of Brotherhood stacking build. But it's more of a just a defensive, all-rounder maps. It kills bosses. It's fun to play. So that's this build. If I miss anything, oh yeah, Pantheons. Yeah, I didn't do the Pantheons. Oh shit, actually, I never took a Pantheon. Huh. Well then. I actually never took the Pantheon the whole entire time. I was wondering what is going wrong. Okay, well. We took a Pantheon, and I guess I took another Pantheon. But yeah, I never took Pantheons. I'm playing this build, I guess. I forgot. But, like, you know, bleeding's annoying, so this one's pretty good. Ignite doesn't matter. Burning ground doesn't matter because I never did red altars on this build. If you're doing red altars, go for burning ground. Maybe one of these would be pretty good, but I never did Pantheons. I forgot about them. Kill all bandits. I'll link the POE in the description below. And I think that's it. If I missed anything, put a comment. I don't think I got everything, but I could be wrong. But hope you liked the video. If you like to see, subscribe below. Go follow on Twitch, and I hope to see everyone on the next one. Goodbye, everyone.